Hello everyone and welcome to a brand new episode of NBA The Show. Today we will be breaking down the Cleveland Cavaliers offensive and defensive struggles. We will also be debating who's the best shooter in the NBA, Stephen Curry or Kevin Durant. 76ers start the season 0-14. Is it time for Philly to panic? And we will get a chance to exhibit part 2 of Overrated or Underrated. Get ready for something big. You and me. Going into the season, reporters wrote on paper and anticipated that the Cleveland Cavaliers are easily contenders and possibly the best trio ever in the game of basketball. Let's listen in to how Kyrie Irving, LeBron James, Kevin Love felt about going into this new season.
Well, the only time that I felt like that, felt surreal, was during my foundation event, the welcome home event I had at the University of Akron last month. Where I got the chills of being back, and the fans and everyone that was there just kind of welcomed me back with open arms. So that's the only time I kind of got that feeling yet.
And then on July 11th, LeBron commits back, and then a month and some change later, K-Love deal happens, and then I'm overseas, and we're getting new players, and it's just it's crazy. And like I said, it's a surreal experience because all these guys that are on the team now, I've watched them for a long time, whether studying film or just watching countless hours of what they do well. Now I'm happy that, I'm on the other side and we're all playing with one another, and I'm looking forward to just the amount of space that's going to be out there. I mean, it's gonna be unreal.
I know that there's not a lack of hunger throughout our entire lineup. It's going to be 1 through 15, so I'm just looking forward to learn from the guys that have been there and done that before, LeBron included, and all the way throughout our entire lineup. So I think there's a lot to be learned. I'm just going to try to be a sponge and absorb as much as possible, stay grounded, have the humility that a lot of people have taught me, and just continue to get better every day, like I mentioned. But it's going to be a process. Nothing's going to be given to us this season. I know a lot of people want to say championship or bust, and sure, that's going to be a good mentality to have, because we want the pressure on us. We want, people to look at us as one of the best teams, because we're going to have to hold ourselves accountable for, everything that we do and the actions on and off the floor. So it's a whole different culture from what I'm accustomed to, but I'm looking forward to building.
We heard in the video all three of these superstars were very excited to play with one another. Starting the season with 7 wins and 7 losses, people are already pressing the panic button in Ohio. The year that LeBron, Wade, and Bosh teamed up in Miami, they started the season 9-8 in the 2010 season. The Miami Heat also had confrontation and bump between LeBron James and Coach Eric Spoelstra, and they called it the Bump Gate. Later on, found out the Heat players were in the locker room crying, and the Heat were called Crygate. Now, winning 2 in a row since the 5-7 start, the Cavs are looking like the new look Cavs. LeBron is putting together an outstanding numbers besides his shooting percentage, which is down from his previous 4 years in Miami. Shooting just 47% and averaging 25 points per game, 7.2 assists, and 5.8 rebounds per game, LeBron is still clearly the best we have in this game. Kyrie Irving, the leader of this team, is still averaging over 20 points per game, averaging 21.1 this year, and 4.8 assists and 3.2 rebounds, shooting 48%. Other than his assists per game, I can't really complain about Kyrie Irving's numbers this season thus far. Kevin Love's rebounding is up from his awful start to the season, now averaging almost 10 rebounds per game. However, he is only scoring 16.2 points per game in his 13 games this NBA season. We will now analyze some video footage of the Cleveland Cavaliers struggling on offensive and defense. Let's check it out. Here we see overpassing by the Cavaliers as the ball keeps moving, which is good. However, we see the pass from Varejao to Kevin Love, who is double teamed by Diaw and Duncan with the poor decision, and the Spurs take the ball's possession on offense. Tim Duncan brings the quick screen to Tony Parker instead of Varejao. Rolling with Duncan, he extends his defense way out to the three-point line where he is already guarded by Kyrie and Love. He passes it down low to Diaw, who then sees him open. And here's another pass to Diaw down low, as LeBron gets caught up and Leonard gets a wide open dunk shot. And then here we see a quick pass down low to Boris Diaw as LeBron James gets caught up on the Leonard screen, which leaves Diaw down low for an easy layup. Check it out. He's down here by himself LeBron is caught up. Kevin Love is trying to get back on defense, and it's just enough time, and Diaw gets an easy layup. Here we see great passing by the Spurs, and a great fake by Diaw as LeBron is just AWOL down there, and Tim Duncan gets the ball, and LeBron is trying to get this help defense, but at the same time, LeBron is going to be late to the party, as we see right here, as he's just standing in the paint by himself. Lil Duncan with a little fake, and LeBron's up, and too late as Duncan gets a free throw. Also, Dion Waiters, as we can see for the whole 24 shot clock, is just sitting around doing nothing. Let's get into the Sixers 0-15 start of the season. It is something to talk about. Since the Iverson and Iguodala era, this 76ers team has given up some amazing talented players in order to reconstruct the team from the ground up. Giving away amazing players like Drew Holiday, Thaddeus Young, Darrell Wright, Spencer Hawes, Nick Young, Nikola Vujovic, Evan Turner, Lou Williams, Ellen Brand, Samuel Dallenberg, and Andre Iguodala over the last 5 years. We can see why the Sixers team is struggling, getting some great draft picks over recent years, including Nerlens Noel, Joel Embiid, and MC Williams, Michael Carter Williams. The 76ers look to build around the young talent, including two-year guard Tony Wroten and veteran leadership from Jason Richardson. While this team does have talent in select categories, this team is filled with young players with 5 rookies this year, 5 one-year veterans, 3 two-year veterans. This Sixers team is one of the youngest teams in the league and lacks experience. Two-year guard Tony Wroten is averaging almost 18 points per game this year, a career high. And with MCW back from an injury, missing his first 7 games of the season, is putting up 14.3 points per game, 4.5 assists per game, 5.9 rebounds per game, and some solid numbers for himself. Other than Tony Wroten and MCW, not one Sixer player is averaging double figures. The Sixers' point production is 30th in the NBA, and their rebounding is 28th and 23rd in assists. Big man Nerlens Noel, after missing his whole first season, is not the player the Sixers were hoping to end up becoming, posting up just 7.8 points per game, 6.3 rebounds per game, but he still has time to improve. Sixers also have consecutive years of bad luck, as 3rd round draft pick Joel Embiid went down with a season-ending foot injury. Joel was hoping to bring some shine to the Sixers team, being the 3rd pick in the 2014 NBA draft. Let's check out some footage of the Sixers' defensive struggles. This play, the Sixers defense was poor as James Harden splashes down the 3. Inside, it's overcrowded. The Sixers put up a difficult shot that evidently hits the bottom of the backboard and loses the ball. Sixers' poor defense getting back on Harden after the quick diversion by Howard, and Harden gets an easy layup, as we will replay it. As you can see right now, not enough physical defense, and you'll see here, Harden gets an easy banker because, there's just no defense. Then we see a 4-on-2 fast break in the Sixers' favor, yet the Rockets take advantage of it, and Harden gets an easy layup. Here we see Chris Bosh with the ball, waiting for a shooter, as the Sixers team is sitting around watching Bosh, who passes it to Deng for a wide open jumper. As Wade Noel is on him, Wade takes advantage of it and passes it out to Chris Bosh with the easy dunk. Chris Bosh with a little spin and a little fake, and gets the easy bucket to go and the defender to jump in the air. Here we see poor defense from the Sixers as Chris Bosh gets an offensive rebound and an easy putback. Check it out. Here's the miss, here's the rebound, 3 defenders, and he still puts it up with the contact. With great passing from the Heat and only a 3-point shooting center in the league, Chris Bosh is... I'm not sure about you guys, but have you seen Stephen Curry this year so far? We all know that Kevin Durant can shoot. However, being out with his Jones fracture can't determine what he would have done this 2014-2015 season. This season, not only is Curry averaging 24.2 points per game, he is also shooting an outstanding 45% from the 3-point line and 49% overall. With only 14 games being played, an average can change quickly. Curry is 12th in the NBA 3-point percentage, however, has attempted the most at 109 and made the most at 49. In 14 games this season, Curry has made 49 three-pointers. He is on track to make 286 three-pointers this year, and guess what? Stephen Curry will have to beat himself, making 272 three-pointers on the 2012-2013 NBA season. Now let's talk a little about Kevin Durant sitting out every game this year and playing 162 out of 164 games over the last 2 seasons. We can concur that Kevin Durant is durable, being the MVP last year with mind-boggling numbers like 32 points per game, shooting 59% and 39% from behind the arc, and putting up just under 21 shots per game. Let's not forget, he averaged 7.4 rebounds per game and 5.5 assists per game. Only person who can match those numbers is LeBron. At 6'9" and having a wingspan over 7'4", the long arm Kevin Durant rarely gets blocked and can get shots over any player in this NBA league. He may be behind Stephen Curry with only 192 made three-pointers last year, but Kevin Durant is still amongst the best shooters in the league. But is he better than sharpshooter Stephen Curry? Now, let's check out some amazing videos of Stephen Curry and Kevin Durant putting up some amazing shots. Let's check it out. Here we see a pick by David Lee to get Stephen Curry wide open for the three-point shot. Wide open as the Lakers are late to defend. Coming off a quick pick and roll by Bogut to carry the open three. Curry runs the floor, takes the quick step-up three shot. One of the fastest released in the game. Another screen by David Lee leaves Curry free to fire. He is getting great looks from all over and is scoring on CP3, Jamal Crawford right here. Even here, we see a step back and high arching shot over DeAndre Jordan. Here we see a step back by Kevin Durant and the pull-up of the league's best defending Luol Deng. Just an amazing step back crossover leaves his shot uncontested over the 6'9" Deng. With time winding down, KD, the defender, is confused if he will take the three or take it in, and he takes the three. On replay, we see that KD is fast, but his release is even faster. Drake Crowder, one of the best defenders on Durant, and here he just takes a step back and just shakes off Crowder along with Wilson Chandler. Just a nice pull-up shot and the step-up three once again. Hello everybody, it's time for Overrated or Not, starring the NBA players. Hello everybody and welcome to a brand new segment of Overrated or Not, where we will be discussing 5 NBA players and debate whether they are as hype as the media say they are, or they're just underrated. First on our list is Mario Chalmers of the Miami Heat. Mario is in his 7th year out of the University of Kansas, who won 4th pick in he went 4th pick in the 2nd round of the 08 draft. Mario Chalmers only averaged double figures in scoring in his rookie year, playing just 32 minutes per game. Since then, he has never played 30 minutes or more until his 2014-2015 season with the Miami Heat. Now in his 7th year, Mario is averaging a career high 14.6 per game, 1.7 steals per game, and 4.8 assists per game, while shooting 46% overall. With Wade out with a hamstring injury and Chalmers playing more shooting guard than point guard, he has stepped up to a big role and has shown some maturity, as this is why Mario Chalmers is on my list as underrated. Next on our list is a shooting guard, and in my opinion, the best shooting guard in the NBA, Klay Thompson. Klay Thompson is a man on a mission. However, he is not only on a mission by himself, he has the best shooter in the game, Stephen Curry, on his team, and is still able to put up career numbers. Up from last year, Klay is now averaging 21.7 points per game compared to last year's 18.4. He's only putting up 16 shots per game compared to Kobe Bryant 24 shots per game, or DeRozan 17 shots per game, who is averaging less points than Klay and is shooting 5% less than Klay and over 17% worse behind the three-point line. Klay is shooting 45% overall, however his shooting from the three is only 42%, right behind fellow sharpshooter and teammate Stephen Curry at 45%. Klay at 6'7" is only averaging 3.5 rebounds and will improve over time, and 3.2 assists. This being said, Klay Thompson is underrated. Next up is the Sixers point guard MCW Michael Carter-Williams, now in his 2nd year after his rookie surprise in his first year, being 11th pick in the 1st round of the 2013 NBA draft. Not many thought he would excel in this NBA the way he did. After missing 7 out of his first 15 games of the season, the 76ers are off to a 0-15 start. People usually say a man with a bad team can't put up better stats than a player on a good team, and I understand where they're coming from. However, MCW's numbers have decreased at just 14 points per game compared to last year's 16.7 points per game. MCW sees himself as the Sixers team is in a pickle this year, just shooting 34% from the floor, and from behind the arc, just 24%, which is awful. The only thing that I have seen improve upon MCW was his rebounding at 7.2 rebounds per game. However, his assist numbers went down to 5.5 assists per game. But not bad numbers, more or less. Unfortunately, I based MCW off of this Sixers team, which he's pretty much tagged upon, and that makes him overrated. The Houston Rockets proven they are a team to be reckoned with. However, Dwight Howard sidelined with injuries, and others need to step up to the plate. One of those people who I have in mind is Trevor Ariza. The 29-year-old 6'7" shooting guard out of the University of California is a very versatile small forward. Now in his 14th year, he is putting up some of the best numbers of his career, which didn't start off to a great start. Being on 7 different teams, Ariza bounced around from here to there, now averaging 13.6 per game, which is a tad down from last year. So is his percentages. However, he is a solid player overall. He cannot just stretch the floor as shooting. He has a long wingspan that allows him to be a great interceptor and picking the pockets, averaging 1.8 steals per game. Compared to last year in Washington, most would disagree with me saying that he is an all-around great player, but I actually see him being underrated. Last on our list is someone I am not a big fan of, being a Miami Heat fan. Coming into the season, Josh McRoberts was injured as a Bobcat. Now the Charlotte Hornets, as a Bobcat, he put up career numbers. Now as a Miami Heat, his minutes have dropped, and so has his production. Putting up terrible numbers at 2.5 points per game, 2.5 rebounds per game, and 0.7 assists per game, shooting 42% overall and 20% from behind the arc. And just 50% at the free throw line. I am sorry, but Josh McRoberts is one of my highest ranked overrated players in the NBA. Thank you for watching Volume 2 of Overrated or Underrated. I'm your host, Justin Zumoff, and thanks for checking us out.